How's everybody doing? 12/21. All right, getting closer and closer to Christmas time, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, so get ready for Santa. We'll see what shakes out. All right. I don't typically make videos on Sunday. But I just had to do it, especially after that big win yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw how the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers. Sorry for you guys up there up north. But what a game if you saw it. What a game. What a comeback. The house was packed. We had it all going on, and we had the food, everything. It was absolutely wonderful. I had no nails left, and then all of a sudden they come back in the last 5 minutes and decide to win the game. Just really exciting. Something special going on here with the Bears for sure. All right, so hooray for that. All right, I just want to go over some of the sectors. Watching the sectors, I just went through like a lot of stock names just now. Okay, and I could be going through stocks all day again, but I'm going to say that I'm going to go run through the sectors and we'll see where we're at. We're looking for those actionable signals, right, guys? We know what the actionable signals are. Those are ones that are inside, okay? We watch them on the weekly and the daily. You can watch them on the 60 as well, all right? I carry the heavier weight. I watch for the month. I watch for that inside month. See what I'm looking right here, Microsoft, with this inside month starting to hammer back up. All right, so this is the year. All right, this is the year. This is the month. This is the week, and this is the day. I'm not going any smaller than that. All right, so 11 sectors I'm going to go through and give you my 2 cents, and we'll see what happens, right? The diamonds, they made a nice push there on Friday. The one thing that happened about Friday about the futures is that they popped up and they're holding their gains. And as I'm sitting here looking, because they trade right now, 681.45 right now. All right. Spy, where'd you close out at? She closed out at 680.59. So we're about $1 higher right now on the overnights. Now, not too much to see on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon now. All right, so we'll see what happens. Qs have been drifting up higher. Diamonds don't really show much, so not much to see there. All right, but so I'm gonna go through some of these guys right here. All right, and we'll see what happens. Microsoft is just the one that I had up here because I'm still in Microsoft. And I do want to add, I do like the hammer on the one on the inside day. All right, on Microsoft, looking to take that 212 back up. All right, and not bad on the week. I got a nice hammer on the week as well. All right, so we're going to need that to go into force. Okay, and by going to force would be saying taking that 2-2 back up, start triangling out some of the leaner stuff, and then see if we can get after some more fat. All right, so Microsoft, there we go, inside day. All right, that's an actionable signal. All right, so, and there is your month, there is your C. You are 1, but you're 2 on week because you made the lower low. Okay, all right, so there's Microsoft. That one I had up there just because I've been in that one. Macy's gave me a nice day on Friday. And it went outside. All right, so I'm looking for the 3-2 upper now. We look for that 3-2-2 move back up to that highs, 24.41. If we get up there, I think we should expand from there. All right, retail is still pretty good. I just went through a lot of retail names. Dollar Tree and Dollar General is never going to stop. All right, it's like silver. Right? It just won't stop. AutoNation had a nice 3 day. See if that comes back up. Lululemon fell apart, came back down a little bit. I know we talk about that one a lot. General Motors has been running away. I think Ford goes back up to those highs. If you're, look at your charts, watch your charts. All right. What else there that I looked at? There was kind of again, I just look for actionables. All right, for things on these. Bristol Myers has made a really nice move. I've been talking about that one. I haven't been able to get in just because it's been moving up on me. It'll come in. It'll come in. You know what I mean? So Macy's. I just talked about that one because I'm in that one. I'm still in that Jenny too, man. I tell you, I'll say this about Jenny. She's got a really good support level at 51 cents down in here. All right. That's not quite there where I'm looking here. Where I wanted to look on the day, right around here, we got decent support level here. All right, trying to come back down again. This thing has been having troubles. Trying to get back up to the highs of the year at 1369. This is going to be a tough one. All right, but we'll see if it. Give me that 212 back up and get it moving again. What do you say, huh? I'll take that. All right, so on that note, I'm going to start with the best. I'm going to end with the crap. All right, so I'll say like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, and there's a lot of good, and there's the bad isn't even that bad. All right, so but I'm going to start right now. We're going to look at what the XLK technology was the leading sector on Friday. Look at the day XLK had here with the bust out. All right, we didn't even know what happened in the morning. All of a sudden, the futures just popped up and they held their gains all day, which was really strange. And PPI came out, so those numbers were out. Those were a little bit better. Sentiment was good, and I think those are the two things that really moved things. All right, so we got numbers coming up next week, but not too much. We got a lot of this bigger stuff out of the way, so we'll see. And believe you me, if it's a Santa Claus rally, that Santa Claus rally typically will start around Christmas time to after Christmas time, and then going into that first week of January. All right, so that's where that move could be. That's where that's what we're looking for. I'm betting on it. All right, and I'm saying I think there's going to be a move here that's going to be made up, and it already started, and I've already been in for a while, and I've been going through the downers, but that was a nice pop-up on Friday, okay? So that we got only a half day, I believe, on Wednesday, too. So really only, 2.5 to 3.5 days, all right? So we'll see with that. But XLK, doing really good, obviously, with the tech, with the Mag 7. These stocks have been good. They've also been, there's been some good and there's some bad and there's been some really ugly too. I'm not going to go through all those stocks. The sector is holding up pretty well, but what do we have? We have an actionable inside on the one, guys. All right. Now, this is obviously not going to, I don't think this thing's going to get out. If it does, over that Santa Claus rally, you're going to have to get up to back to 153. We're trading at 144. It was up $3 on Friday too. All right, so this is the month now too. All right, guys. So really nice hammer here on the week. All right, that can go into force. All right, that's a nice hammer. Look for that to take up, and then we'll look for continuation to the upside on XLK. All right, so I don't see really where it's trading right now. And I really, to be honest with you, don't really care. Let's see where we're at here, though. Might as well take a look-see. See, I got to go down to a different time frame. 144.66, guys. 144.66 right now. All right, 144.66, slightly higher. All right, so XLK. You're watching the inside month, right? Looking for that 212. No matter where it goes, unless it wants to really get aggressive and get up through 153. Watch that hammer to see if it goes into force. That can push things up. And a real nice day on Friday. That was your number one group on your sectors on Friday. XLI Industrials. There's so many, so many that are great, and some are lagging. 212 back up on that day here. All right, so looking for that continuation to the upside. We do have the year, really came back, from where she was here. I mean, that's a really good turnaround on the year here, and most of it came here later, right up in here's where it really made the move. The 2122, all right. Then you got the higher high up here. And that's the prize if you can get back up to 158.46. All right, I have an actionable inside right here, right? 2-1 on the week. It's red. All right, it's a red hammer. All right, so we're looking for that 2-1. You know what? All right, and here's the 2-1 day. Already did its job, but its real job is to get to the top of this guy, right, and take that out. 156.40. So one trading 155.90 right now. So guys, a slightly higher. All right. So XLK Tech number one, number two coming in strong with the industrials, and then we go into healthcare. XLV kind of stalled out with this whole move to the downside here. I'm sorry. Down here, they just collapsed, all right, and gave us that 2122 back up. So we don't have an actionable, right? We got a higher two that surrendered coming back in at the end of the day on Friday, all right. But that is a hammer there-ish. I'm pretty picky about my hammers, so I just call that doji. Some people might call that a hammer. But this is the real nice one that we got here, the one inside on the month, all right? Keep an eye on the month. I think that's where we want to be, all right? And if we want to get back up to 159.64, we're not that far off on that one, all right? So we'll watch XLV, Johnny John and Medtronic and Merck and ABBV have already made a nice move to the upside. So we'll watch it, and I've got a boatload of stocks that are inside. Bristol Myers inside day, Medtronic's inside day, Merck's inside day, Cigna's inside day, Cardinal Health's got a nice hammer going back up. All right, so XLV, we'll see collectively if they can get them moving as a group, all right? But pretty good for the day. They came in with a strong number 3, all right? Coming around the corner here on the 4, we're in the 4 horse, always with the 4 horse with the yellow horse, guys, just so you know. All right, if you watch the ponies. All right, so XLB is the next one I'm going to, or XLB and our materials. So materials have got that silver and gold in there and all those metals. Okay, 2-2 up in the month. All right, I think a big part of that is gold and silver. All right, definitely. But DuPont has made a move up. Ecolabs going up. Watch those stocks, all right? ALB, Albemarle. There's a lot of stocks that you can go through and watch through. Get the heat map if you can, and then you can kind of see everything. You see what's hot, you see what's cold, and see what's cooking. All right, so XLB finishes the week with the 2 up. That's a hammer. If I had a hammer, but that is a hammer coming back up on the. All right, so XLB, really nice hammer going on the month right now, and we're only 2 on the day here. So 2-2 on the day, couldn't get the higher high. We'll look to see if XLB can get going. The way silver and gold are going, they still might get back up. The question is, I'm a little leery and I'm a little leery coming back up in here, all right? I think there'll be some exhaustion risk up there just because the gold and silver have been moving so much, all right? So I like that one, but I'd be a little cautious there, all right? XLF and the financials, great on the year, sitting on the highs of the year, sitting on the highs of the month, sitting at all-time highs here on XLF right now. What don't we have in here, folks? All right, we don't have any actionable signals. Now, we might have one on a 60, but right now, I like this hammer right here on XLF. We look for that to give support. to see if it can start to push back and maybe start to expand this thing. Again, when you take out all these time frames, there's some exhaustion risk involved. All right, like Bank America, we know Bank America's sitting at all-time highs. Citibank's sitting at all-time highs. A lot of these banks, I'm not saying we should be buying banks up here. All right, and I just know. I mean, there's continuation to the upside, but you got to protect. All right, so no actionable here to talk about on XLF, but I did go through a lot of bank names. And there's a lot of hammers and there's a lot of shooter back downs too. All right, so they're kind of a mixed bag. I think industrials too. There's a little bit of a mixed bag in there too. So be leery, be leery. All right, if you don't want to be leery, then be Larry. All right, XLF. All right, XLC Communications. This group died, just died on the vine here. It is 2 month up, but it's kind of stalled out on the 2 week. I mean, it hasn't done anything for 2 weeks. All right, so resting, I would say. And this tells you right there. See that 1-1. That's where you get all that business from. All right. So I do have an actionable signal. Meta has been a little bit weaker here. It was negative on Friday. And Netflix has got its troubles with this Warner Brothers Discovery. Is it going to get it? Are they not going to get it? A lot of drama there. They make movies, right? So there's a lot of drama there. So chopping here, I don't like this group right now at all. All right, and then Roblox. You see what happened to Roblox again? All right, well check it out. $81. All right, again, we're gonna watch that one. That one will reward you. But you're gonna definitely, no matter where you get it, you're gonna take pain on that thing. So I like the stock, I like the company. I just think they're having a really difficult time at this time right now. All right, so staying down, maybe 79, 78, 79, somewhere in there might be a place where you might want to be interested. And then you're probably not gonna get paid right away either. All right, so know that. All right, XLC. Not my favorite, all right, but energy fell apart again. But I'm going to say I do have an actionable on the daily here with the 212 looking like it wants to go back down. See that 212 back down? All right. You see the month it's been punished. All right, been coming down on the XLE. All right, and there's your year trying to get back up to the highs to 47.51. There was a split there too, so you know that. All right, so look at just the last few years, pretty cagey. All right, and we had a whole year inside year. All right, so we made the lower low, but we're better up in here. Some people call this like a really nice hammer, and not me. All right, hammer doesn't typically have a long end of it like that. All right, but I do have an actionable inside of, so we'll see what happens with that. But what I really think I want to make a statement about is that if you watch the crude now, the light sweet crude, you got to go /CL to get this one. This thing's sitting on the yearly low right now. Okay, you see that? Sitting on the yearly low. All right. I love this hammer down here on the weekly. All right. I saw this week and I was like, I'm in love with that hammer. I like that one. I think there's some support here. All right. I think there's some good support here if you know what I'm looking at. You see this? It lines up with these guys coming across the board here. All right. I think we got some good support levels here. I think crude has been down. Obviously, you can see it's 212 down on the year. I don't think they're going to turn things around and turn this green before the end of the year. But I think that going into the new year, I think we're going to see a little bit of a change on energy. Okay, so I love the hammer. I don't have anything actionable other than this hammer that's going up. Then that is an actionable signal because it is hammer. All right, so that's on the weekly too. All right, so I like that one, 212, kind of wishy-washy here on the month, but more importantly, some buyers got in control on Friday with the market going better. All right, so we're looking looking for that. What I'm looking for is that 2-2 back up. All right, I kind of like them down here. I got the Yuko too. Look at this hammer on. Look at that hammer right there. All right, that looks nice, man. That looks really good. Looks exactly like the other one. See, flat. Yuko's always flat on the year. I don't have anything actionable, so I don't. There's nothing like to get us in, right? There's the 2-1-2 back up. I think watch the dailies and watch the hourlies, I would say, and watch the dailies. All right, and see if this thing starts to trigger back up a little bit, and then we can see if this goes into force, and then we start to make a move back up to the upside. I'm not getting too excited. $22 could be in the cards somewhat, but know that around this 18, in this area right in here, it's going to give you a hard time here. All right, you're going to have to get through this. If you get through this business and you start to get in here, I think you got a better shot at moving things a little bit better for you there. All right, so that one and on OIH, I'm not going to talk about any more energy. OIH, look at this guy too with the. This is, some people would call this a hammer too. You can't call it a hammer. Look at the shooter down on the month. All right, coming down. So mixed baggages. You got the year up and looking like it wants to go better. All right, kind of crapped on it on the week this week. All right, and I'm looking at Schlumberger. I'm watching HP. I'm watching, what else I got here? I got them all. I'll battle them right off right here, right now. All right, what do I got on the inside? I got Apache, inside day. Baker Hughes, inside day. British Petroleum, inside day. HP, inside day. Schlumberger, inside day. All right, a lot of these guys are 2-1 right now. All right, so look for see if there's a simultaneous break, and some of these also have to move. Watch the drillers. I think the OIH has been good, and I think this can get back up to the highs, and I think some of them other stocks that have been lagging are going to start to pick back up. All right, so oil service sector, all right, and crude itself. All right, that's all I like about energy. All right, so I'm a little engaged. All right, just a little. I'm not in them. I'm not in them right now. All right, but I think that maybe just maybe we can get something going. All right, XRT retail. I mean, really good, right? XRT going the highs of the year. All right, what are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's eighth. It's in 8th place. Where this dog, I mean, this horse hasn't even made the turn yet. XRT's holding up pretty good, man. Nice on the year. I say triangle out the year, back up to 89.52 like butter. All right. I do have an actionable too on the weekly. Watch for that 2-1-2 weekly. All right, and they got a nice hammer here on the day. All right, so I'm liking these. I'm liking this. I'm still liking retail. Look at Dollar Tree, Dollar Gen. Look at Macy's made a nice move on Friday. Lulu fell apart, but I look for Lulu to turn around. I got other names that I can talk about, like Burlington Coat Factory's been good, Boots been good, BJ's has been pretty good, Guess Jeans has been down. Nobody wants to buy Guess Jeans anymore. Down with the Guess Jeans. All right, so that one is not so great. And then there's those discretionaries too, and I could rattle some of them off here. Walmart, Walmart gave us a nice, Walmart, I'm still in there. And it gave me a really nice hammer on the day. And I got a decent kind of hammerish thingy on the week. But this is the 3-2 back up. All right, so I'm looking to get back up to 117.45. Kind of fell apart with the 3-2 day down. But I think that Walmart's been good. I think Walmart's going higher. All right. I think Walmart definitely goes higher. And then as long as we're talking about that, Costco has been down, right? It's crap on the year. Shooter down. Look at this thing. All right. They haven't had a bad year like this ever. Well, I'm seeing. All right. So shooter down on the year. All right. So exhaustion risk to the downside? Yes. Okay. For sure. Yes. Nothing actionable. Nothing that tells me anything's going to change here right now. I'm not saying I'm just saying take a look at it. Walmart, I think, gets better. I think some of this, I think this guy, I think if we get the little Christmas Sandy rally, Costco might make its way. Santa might just pop into Costco just to reload, see if he can get some more stuff. All right, so possibly, but shit, protect. All right, that's XRT, right? And then XLY. It's just XLY and XRT is basically the same thing. It's discretionaries or retail places that you pick to go. XLY finishes weak on the week. All right, stuck in the middle with you. That's no good. So it's like a spinning top, you know. And as long as you don't touch it, it won't move. But if you nudge it, it can go crazy. All right. Going to the highs of the year here. One of the stocks that I talked about on Friday, right? I said McDonald's. Look for McDonald's to make that move up to 320. Well, guess what it did? And guess what happened? McDonald's said no. They took profits. Look at the 312 puker back down. So if you chase this thing, this is why you put in stops. Okay? 312 back up and boom, chop down, and then what does it do? It leads to the lower low. All right, now I think McDonald's gets better. I think it's just some profit taking, really just profit taking. All right, so the Chipotle Mexican Grill's up to $37. I was talking about $32, went up $5. I don't know if you're in there. Is there more room for Chipotle? Probably. There probably is. I see 42. I see 42 when I look at Chipotle. But I also see probably a little stalling out. But we'll see what happens. Well, if we get this Santa Claus rally, we're going to be on top of it. We're going to know what sectors are going to go. We're going to watch the diamonds. If the diamonds are making the push, then we know where to go. We go to healthcare. We go to industrials. All right? So 2 up on McDonald's on the month here, but then really took a dive on Friday, coming back down, and I think it's just profit taking. So I wouldn't get too nervous about that if you're in there. All right, if you're in there, you gotta sit tight. All right, XLP just can't do anything. All right, just can't do anything. Coca-Cola won't go up. Market, typically the staples will go up when the market goes down. When the market's defensive, these stocks and there's the market has been not that great, and they weren't even. And when the market's going down and the staples are going down with you, you got to think that maybe this thing's going to turn around. The staples should go into to protect. Procter and Gamble. I showed you that one off the year. That thing's going to come back into $42. Get it when it hits 142, 141. Hit it. All right. 2 back up on the month here on XLP, just garbage. 2 shooter down creates the 2 down. I just don't see things turning around with these things right now. If the market, I think if we get through Christmas and we get a nice rally, probably going to see some selling off coming into January. All right, so they'll be taking profits. All right, they will be taking some profits, and then we'll see. If, like I said, if they're not doing their job, these XLPs, if they're not doing their job, then that's telling you something. Okay, it's telling you that the market's okay. All right, so XLP though, 2 down. I mean, we had a nice day up yesterday. They didn't go anywhere. All right. But they didn't need to be defensive because the market was strong. All right, so I don't know. We'll see about that one. I think that whole group is just, they'll have their day. And utilities is another one. All right, and this is the last one in the bunch here. Utilities just been garbage. We had enough inflation, man. So they're trying to get the utilities down so it can ease some of the inflation that we're getting. That Japan just raised their rates again. They're looking at 5% inflation. All right, so I got to think we're not getting out of this inflationary thing. I think we go higher in inflation. I think we get above 3. But then they're going to cut rates. So, at least, your car loans will go down a little bit and your credit cards will go down a little bit. And I don't know how any of that shakes out coming out of that. All right, but utilities have been garbage. All right, and they've been staying down, and that's the same thing with crude, and energy's been staying down. But can they keep these down is the question. So those two, those utilities and those energies, especially on that oil, watch those. All right, I think they might just try to make a move. That's just me thinking. I hope you like my Guinness hat today. That's it. That's all I got. I got one last thing to say. Go Bears! All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will be talking to you tomorrow. We'll see what the markets bring. And we will do all that and